Hi everyone, this is Max here with another video about Princess Connect. In this video, I will talk about what characters you should be raising. There are two ways to raise your characters. One is through the shops in the game, and then second is through the story mode maps, the hard mode maps. And so I will kind of go over what I think should be the basic priority and the order that you should farm these characters as a new player. So starting with the shops and the dungeon shop, I think for a new player, the first priority should be getting Nozomi unlocked and then getting her to 5 stars. She's a great tank and useful for PvP for a long time. Once your Nozomi is 5 stars, you can consider getting Kuuka to 5 stars. Kuuka is very useful for PvP, but she really needs 5 stars to be able to tank. Once Kuuka is at 5 stars, you can consider raising Mitsuki, Maho, and Yukari. Once those characters are done, I would suggest getting Akari to 5 stars. Kaori is not very useful, so you can save her for last, and these two characters are not yet released in the global version of the game, so you can ignore those for now. For the arena shop, first priority, definitely getting Tamaki. Tamaki is a frontline DPS that specializes at killing mages. She's a very important PvP unit for the first 5 to 6 months of the game, and I would recommend getting her to 5 stars as quickly as possible. After that, you can consider raising Rino, Monika, and Hiyori, those 3 characters. Hiyori is good for clan battles. Rino and Monika are both useful for PvP. Once those are done, you can probably work on, Ayane will probably be released by that point, so you can work on her, and you can ignore Misaki because she's useless. For Princess Arena, your first priority should be getting Pudding to 3 stars. Once Pudding is at 3 stars, I would recommend start working on Kaori. Kaori is going to be the strongest physical DPS that you have for a long time, and getting her to 5 stars quickly is a good idea. Once Kaori is 5 stars, you can consider raising Hatsune for PvP, or Suzuna for clan battles. Anna you can save for last. She's not going to be useful until she gets her unique equipment, which is a pretty long time off. Now for the clan battle coins, there's really only one character you should be buying memory shards for, and that's Makoto. Unless your Makoto is 5 stars, then you can buy Io, who's a good PvP character, but I would always focus on getting Makoto to 5 stars first. So that's it for the shops. Then I'll talk about the story mode maps, and I'll just only go up to map 9 because I don't think global is even up to map 9 yet. So Kokkoro, good choice to farm. She's useful for PvP and also useful for some clan battle bosses. Kurumi, she's not useful right away, but will be once she gets her unique equipment, which is one of the first batches of unique equipment, so you can start farming her now in preparation for the future, although she's not immediately going to be useful for you. Aoi is the same story, kind of useless right now, but good with her unique equipment for PvP, but her PvP is much further out than Kurumi's, so you can probably ignore Aoi for now. Rei, she's not very good right now, but once she gets her unique equipment, she's used occasionally for some clan boss battles, so you can start farming her if you have spare stamina, although I wouldn't really say she's a priority. Yui, you can farm her to 3 stars and then just keep her there. She really doesn't need more stars to be useful, so just get her to 3 stars and that's it. Saren is a good idea to start farming her now. She's going to be a very important PvP unit once Ilia is released. And she's also useful for some clan battle compositions, so she's a good idea, good choice to start farming for. Pecorine and Rima, they're both PvP tanks, so I would farm for them. If you enjoy PvP and you want to do well in PvP, get them to 5 stars. Mimi, she's not going to be useful until her unique equipment, and that's pretty far off, so you can ignore her for now. Talked about Kokkoro. For For Misaki, you can use her early on in the game as a AoE mage, but she's not that strong. I would probably just ignore her until she gets her unique equipment, at which point she's really strong for a while. But that's not until I think maybe a year, or about a year and 2 or 3 months after the game's release, so you can ignore her for now. Ninon, you can start farming her now. She's going to be a good PvP unit when Ilia is released. She's one of the few counters to Ilia, so it's a good idea to start farming her now in preparation for Ilia. For I talked about Kurumi already. Mifuyu is useless, no point farming for her. Shiori is a good choice to farm for a backline archer unit. She's kind of similar to Suzuna. They each have their own uses depending on the boss, so if you like doing clan battle, farm Shiori. Talked about Yui. Mahiru is not useful, don't farm her. Shizuru, if you already have her unlocked, you can consider farming her pieces to 5 stars. If you don't have her unlocked, I would only farm her if you really have nothing else to spend your stamina on. The reason being that she's good for the early game, but then she falls off and she becomes kind of useless for a really long time until her 6th star, which is 2 years or maybe 2 years and a half after the game comes out. So if you start farming her now, if you don't have her unlocked, she's kind of going to be useless by the time you get her unlocked. Pecorine, I talked about. Eriko, she's the strongest DPS unit once she gets her unique equipment, but that's, I think, maybe like a year after the game is released. So she's someone you can start farming when you have extra stamina, but she's not too useful right now, so you can kind of put her on the back burner for now if you have other things. Shinobu is similar, not too good right now, but useful once she gets her unique equipment, so you can farm her once you have spare stamina. Yuki is a really good PvP unit. I would definitely farm for her if you plan on doing any kind of PvP. Akino is not very useful, so I wouldn't spend your stamina on her. Talked about okay. And that's pretty much it for the units that you can farm and what units you should be raising. See you in the next video.